Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to Bareham Engines in 2026. You know what that means, guys? I'm 48 next year. Don't like to think on the pessimistic side. We're all a little bit older, aren't we? We're all a year older. As you get older, you don't like to wish the years by, do you? So it's not as great as when you're a child. But anyway, guys, I am back New Year's Day. Two reasons. One, I needed to do a little bit of paperwork. I've got a couple of documents I need to post off, which I didn't do before I left at Christmas. I wanted to do a little bit of tidying up for when I'm back on the 5th and Monday. Not that I'm excited about it, but bring it on. I wanted to just do a few little adjustments to the carburetors that are going to be going with that cross-flow engine there. So I don't know whether I told you last video, probably did, probably repeat myself like I normally do, but we have sold the 1660 cross-flow engine. We've sold it, guys, over Christmas. Some guy got in touch with me and said, I'll have that. So the deal was with it. We have obviously got the old 1600 block that was with the yellow Escort originally. Obviously we changed to the 711M, which is slightly stronger, got the steel caps, main caps. Not that we couldn't have used this. This was perfectly good for what we were using it for before. But what we're doing with this is building it to the spec pretty much that yellow Escort was before, which was a really good spec, to be honest with you. It was a nice torquey cam. We've got a head over there which has been unleaded. It's a flat head, slightly ported, a bit like the old one. We've got a ground crankshaft which we've got to balance, got a clutch, flywheel, going to slightly lighten the flywheel, got a high pressure oil pump, all the bits. The only thing I didn't have was a rocker shaft, but I bought one of those off eBay. That turned up the other day. Looks really good, actually, although I haven't really looked at it. Yeah, looks all good, feels great, but what I'm going to be doing is replacing these springs with these solid spacers, so these don't wander under higher revs. I'm probably going to strip this out and just face the pads, although they look really good, to be honest with you. So yeah, got one of those. A few little bits that I didn't have, which I've sort of picked up off eBay. Yeah, we've got a rocker cover. So we're going to be building a pretty much full motor there, get that built hopefully the week that we're back next week. Minus the sump, because the customer wants to put his own sump on there. He's got a big wing sump anyway. And I've sold it with the carburetors, guys. So that's the carbs that are on the yellow Escort. Now, these were jetted to what the engine was before, and it was like 120 horsepower, something like that. It was jetted perfectly, ran absolutely sweet as a nut, as good as they can run on carbs. But I have took them to bits, cleaned them all up, took all the jets out and put them all back together. And I'm just sort of finishing them now. So what I've done here is took the top off, and I'm just setting the float heights, guys. So basically, apparently, you're meant to have those sort of flush with the lid. We'll see, but that's apparently, I've done my own work, and apparently that's how you're meant to have them. I'm going to be putting them all back together. I have pre-warned the customer that he's going to have to, you know, obviously get this thing set up again. He wants all the little bits on, so I'm going to have a chat with him when I'm back. He wants all the little bits on just so he can take his engine out. He ain't really got to take much off it, and then just dump this one in the old, and he keeps his original engine as it was. So we have sold this engine, guys, for an absolute steal price of £2,500 plus the VAT. That is an absolute bargain. And I did say on my channel when I was selling it, the idea was, the reason we're doing it so cheap, because obviously this yellow Escort is for the channel. It's one of our cars that we want to use on the channel. We want to sort of demonstrate an engine that's running and does what we intended it to do when we built it, which we haven't really done in the 3 or 4 years we've had the channel, really. We've sort of built motors, they've gone out the door, we've never seen them again. So the idea of this year, guys, New Year's resolution, try and get some cars or engines that we have built running and show you them running. One of which is going to be the video that I did last, Sam's BMW. That one's going to be one, because that's a really interesting car, lovely car that is. E30. In black. Just got our old coilovers that were on our E30 when we bought it, the KWs, few bits and bobs, and obviously it's a stroker motor, so we're going to be having a good look at that car when it's running again, and we're going to be going out in it, seeing what it's like compared to a stock E30 325, guys. That's some of the plans for the new year. Obviously, we want to, not that we want to sort of start changing the channel much, but we want to just start showing the motors that we've built. And that yellow Escort's going to be perfect. So I'm really excited about that. So look, back to where I was, I've wondered a bit. The reason we've sold this engine so cheap, bear in mind it's a built 1660 cross-flow with carburetors for 2.5 plus the VAT, absolute steal. The reason we've done that is because we're just going to be putting that money straight over to Emerald, and they're going to be supplying us an ECU, all the relevant bits, and some lovely Gem V throttle bodies to go on the Yellow Escort. That's pretty much all that engine is going to need to go full chat. The only thing we haven't got is the full race exhaust. What I'm going to do is see what it's like with that exhaust first before we go spending more money on the thing. But I'm going to leave it up to you what you think. I mean, there's going to be guys out there that have run these cross flows on race exhaust and stuff. Let me know what you think. Is it worth purchasing a full race exhaust from Simpson or wherever it is? So yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know what you think and whether we should do that. But I'm going to just continue to put this one back together. Now, let's just have a little run through what our plans are of 26, guys. In some ways, as running the business, we're going to continue as we did in 25. As far as like the warranty stuff goes, if you have a look at our videos, you notice that we have edged away from doing some of the warranty videos. I know there was a lot more views that we used to have. You can see now on some of our recent videos, the views are not what they were. But we know what YouTube's like. People love a disaster video, don't they? They love stuff going horribly wrong and that. But from a business perspective, obviously the channel is based on the business. You don't want to keep going on about warranty stuff long term. It served its purpose in the early days. It built the channel to what it was. It got most of our work in here, and it's enabled us to produce this clean area and change the business as it is now. But we don't want to keep dwelling on things like that. We do feel also that we have got it pretty tied up in 2025, as in the way we deal with these warranty situations. It does probably seem to some people, a lot of people have said, you know, all you seem to get is warranties. That's not what it was all about, and that is not as it was. We've probably got no more warranty situations than anyone else. Obviously, the nature of what we do, building engines, it's a very sort of complex thing with a lot of parts, a lot of moving parts, and a lot of potential problems that could happen with these things. Whether it's down to ourselves or not, we obviously do the best we can. We work thoroughly. The way we work now is a lot different to what we used to do. We do everything thoroughly, balance, size, and, you know, check everything to the nth degree. Obviously, you can see on the videos, but things do go wrong. And the idea of the warranty videos were how we dealt with it. So in a way, there's some situations that I would love to put in videos to show you guys. I mean, I know a lot of you sort of came to us and followed us because of our honesty in these videos as far as the warranties and that go. I would really appreciate it if you could put down in the comments whether you think that we probably should do some more of them now and again, show the decent ones. We've had 2 or 3 last year which were absolute corkers, which I was dying to do videos on just to show us an example of what potentially could go wrong with these warranty situations and the way you deal with it and the way customers are. But I've held back. Isaac sort of talked me out of it. But there is some stuff that potentially would be probably good to show you. So let me know what you think, guys, and let me know whether you'd like to see some more about that. I'm not going to use a specific example here of a situation. What I'm going to say is what seems to be pretty common with these warranty situations that end up probably not as they should. We do the engine, then it goes away. We're talking sort of performance wise. Then it goes away. You get people that get involved with fitting, building the engine back up, people that set it up, people that map it, people that add bits on. So we're sort of way back in the chain sometimes when the final product is finished. The trouble with us, it does seem that if an issue goes wrong with the engine, you know, you can understand the customer's frustration, especially the people that are not 100% clued up on engines, but all they want is, they've spent a lot of money and all they want is the product, the finished product that they were hoping for, which is understandable. But what we are getting, or what we were getting, was this deciding at the very end that, well, whatever's happened, it's ended up with a problem with the engine. Therefore, we did the engine, so we are responsible. They always come back, nearly always come back with this lost confidence, which, you know, I can understand their frustration, I really can. But we are emphasising now that people need to stick to the warranty procedure. We are more than fair. You've got to bear in mind, It's because we put things on YouTube, we're out there, we're exposing ourselves, we're very vulnerable, and people can make all the accusations and the decisions on what they think we're like because we obviously put everything on there, but which most companies don't have the problem of. But we are emphasising, we are very reasonable. If customers are reasonable with us, we're reasonable with them. But we are 100% having these days to stick to the warranty procedure. So there is procedures. We are asking customers to go to our website, have a look at our terms and conditions, make sure you read them before you even get the engine done with us, and clue yourself up on that. For example, you're well outside of warranty, 3-4 years or whatever, and even 1 month after, decide that you'll get the engine running then, there's a problem, come back through warranty, or you've lost confidence with us, you've sent it to someone else, got them to strip it, do it, and then come back for us with a bill. It ain't going to work. We can't do that. We do understand the customer's frustration, but anyone can do that, couldn't they? They could come back here saying that they lost confidence, they sent the engine elsewhere, they've given us a bill for X, and we want you to pay it. It's just ridiculous, and we can't do it. No one can do it. No one does do it. So I don't know why you expect us to do it. If you just study the terms and conditions and you stick to those terms and conditions and you're fair with us, we will be fair with you. But if it gets to the point where it's checkmate, we are in a no-win situation, we can sense these days when things are going to end badly no matter what happens. We are sticking to the terms and conditions. End of story. And that is why we have gone to logistics, who, if a worst case scenario, we will just pass you on to them and you will be dealing with logistics. Cut out the middleman, end of story. It just gets to the point sometimes we feel some people are trying it on. You've seen a couple of years ago the stress that I was under with trying to deal with it, and it always, didn't matter what I did, it always ended badly. If you're going to get that type of customer, that's the end of it. So yeah, as I say, guys, there was 2 or 3 incidents last year which were a bit the same. We've just passed it on to logistics, and that is the end of it. Usually you find that they don't come back once they know that they can't sort of try and have me over. They're having to deal with a solicitor. They just give up, because anyone that knows that or thinks that their warranty is valid, they would continue on. But you usually find when they get a letter from the solicitor, you don't hear anything again, which does tell me that they were really probably trying it on. So that is one thing we're going to be continuing in 2026 and onwards, guys, and we are going to be nailing that down to a T. Obviously, the way we deal with customers, it's a difficult one because we have to build a sort of personal relationship with the customer. That's what we want to do also, because it's a big project, it's a lot of money, and it's a bespoke, we think of it now as it's a bespoke service. So we want to have that relationship with the customer, but you need to know when to draw the line and to keep it very professional. So that's what we're going to try and nail down in 26. And it's all thanks to Isaac. But like I say, please do comment down below, guys, if you want to see some of the warranty situations that we still do get now and again. Maybe interesting for you, as opposed to, I know you enjoy the technical stuff nowadays. Yeah, it might still be interesting. It's a difficult one because we've edged away from that. I'm in a bit of a situation where, is that what the viewer wanted to see? Is that good for business? I don't know. We don't want to portray ourselves as having things go wrong all the time, but what we do need to put out there is our honesty and tell you everything. That's what I said in the very beginning of the channel. I wanted to sort of portray everything in the business, from the good, the bad, the ugly. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I am going to also be asking you what you think we should do with some of these projects and which way we should move forward, because as we are at the moment, we've got a few quid tied up in these projects. We've got the kit car over there. We've got the yellow Escort, which I am not going to be getting rid of. I love that Escort. We've got a 5-speed box to go in that once it's built, and then that car is going to be used for messing about, track days, bit of all sorts really. But do we need the kit car anymore? Does anyone want to buy that kit car off us, guys? If you make us an offer, we would probably get rid of that and stick the money into the company, into sort of potentially buying some more equipment, etc. What do you think we should do with the BMW, I mean, my feeling is we've got all the stuff for the BMW. We need to get that finished. Hopefully it'll be finished this year and get it built up. It's going to be absolutely cracking to see that thing done. Then we got the van, the Mark II Escort van. What should we do with that? I'll be honest with you, I'm in a bit of a predicament with that. I would love to see it done, but I have been offered good money for the shell as it is. And also we built a Cosworth engine, which is worth a few quid. We've got a T5 gearbox to go in it. We've got a pretty trick axle now. I've got an Atlas axle, got the seats, got the radiator, the intercooler, all the bits like that. Got loads of bits for it. Do we sell it all in bits or do we get it built? Let me know what you think, guys. I'm going to leave these decisions down to you, actually. But that's it. Yappered on a little bit today, guys. Not done any technical, but hope you have a great New Year's Day, and I shall be doing a video probably at the weekend. Have a great day, guys. See you in a couple of days. Cheers.